Alright, my pen name is Jake the Army Guy. I'm a fanfiction author, obviously. And I also review fanfiction for FiM Equestria, home of the military brony. I also am involved in their podcast and several other things that they do. What is fanfiction? To me, fanfiction is what could be, but couldn't. And what I mean by that is it takes characters that we know and love from the show and puts them into situations that they just could never be in canon. Because remember, at the end of the day, My Little Pony is a children's show. So you're never going to see an epic dark adventure or a murder mystery or anything like that. But fanfiction can fill that void. And it's important to me because of that reason. I love the characters so much, and I love the world, I get to spend a little more time in it and also see all those little what-ifs. The little headcanons every now and then. You know, the true nature of Celestia or Spike and Twilight's relationship. The little minutia that the show sometimes glances over that we can focus on. It fleshes out the world and makes it seem that much more real. And that's why I am really happy to be a part of the fanfiction community. How did I first get involved in fanfiction? Well, My Little Pony is the first fandom that I've ever been involved in. I mean, I like other stuff, Doctor Who, Star Trek, things like that, but I've never been participated openly in any of those fandoms. And even when I first joined the brony fandom, I initially skated right past like the fanfiction you would see on Equestria Daily. For the big reason that I think most people do at first. I didn't know what it was. I thought it was just the stereotype, the, self-insert wish fulfillment written by hack authors who have no talent and don't know how to write a story. I thought it was mindless drivel and nonsense. Then, at one point, I saw Silent Ponyville on Equestria Daily, and I thought to myself, wait a minute, Pinkie Pie goes to Silent Hill? This can only end in complete and total awesomeness. And obviously it did, and it hooked me. And from right there, I just started assimilating all the classics in the fandom, and it's a rabbit hole that I fell into quite accidentally, and I'm so happy that I did. How was my first experience making my own works public? Nerve-wracking as hell. Because, well, when you publish, even on a site like fanfiction where anyone can post anything, it's really putting yourself out there, isn't it? I mean, it's one thing to say, oh yeah, I think I can write, but it's another thing to publish for thousands, if not millions of people across the internet. That's you standing up and saying, I know what I am doing, I think. And so it was very nail-biting for me. And the first time I ever published the first version of my story, it got pretty bad reviews. Like everyone's first draft. It was horrible. It was embarrassing. It almost killed all my motivation. But then certain people told me to keep going, keep trying. So I did. And the first time I got published on Equestria Daily, that was a really good feeling for me. As a matter of fact, this is a little embarrassing maybe, but when I got the email back from Equestria Daily saying that my story was approved for posting, I think that's one of the high points of my life. Which should tell you a little bit about my kind of personal life, but I mean, hey, there it is. It was a great feeling getting published and recognized for my hard work. Who has helped me the most in the fanfic community and how? Well, let's see, there's this guy, God, I can't remember his name, P something Pie. I don't know, he's an editor. He likes fanfiction a little, and he helped me, like, every now and then. Just, no, not a big help, but just in a little bit every now and then. Oh, wow, I am an idiot. Alright. For real, though, Pequot Pie, the guy making this documentary, has been an immense help through the most grammatically incorrect comments ever. Like, his spelling and grammar in his comments on my Google Documents is atrocious, to the point where I'm wondering, how in the hell do you correct me when you can't even do it yourself? I'm playing with you, dude. Other than that, there's a guy, Golden Vision. Has been my #1 man for the year plus since I've started this little fan fiction experiment of mine. He taught me how to write. When I first came in, I had no idea how to write fiction. I didn't know any of the rules, the grammar, the techniques, the tactics, none of it. And he worked with me so much over so long a period of time that I honestly can say that if it were not for Golden Vision, I would not be the author I am. So I would say him and a whole dozens of others. I mean, guesswork from fanfiction. Pretty much every advice thread on Pony-chan, a lot of people helped out. But the big ones was Golden Vision and Peak Whoa. My favorite fanfiction genres, I can't pick one. I like a little bit of everything. I like dark fiction, obviously, which is kind of funny because I hate seeing bad things happen to the ponies, which is really odd considering the fact that I wrote a murder mystery, so you'd think I'd be all like, you know, kill the little ponies, ha ha ha. But I'll read a little bit of anything. Slice of Life holds a special place in my heart, too, because it's closest to the show. And I think, as I said before, it's places that the show couldn't go. That's what fanfiction is. But the slice of life things, they can almost read like an episode at times. And as far as some of my favorite fanfictions, let's see. Oh gosh, The Immortal Game is one of my favorites. Earth and Sky by Warren Hutch. Age of Wings and Steel by D.S.N. E. Smith. That's a great one. My current favorites that are going on right now is one called Harmony Theory by Charlotte. And that's one of those big, it's one of those big epic length, epic scope stories that is going to take a long time to finish, but every single chapter just grabs you and just doesn't let go. It's one of the best. It really is. Also, Hard Reset by Eakin is one of my favorites. That deadpan snark from Twilight is great in that one. Why do I write dark fiction? Really, it's because I've been saying it this entire time. It's going places that the show can't go. And honestly, the reason I wrote a murder mystery is because I hadn't seen one before, done with pony fiction. And I think the appeal of dark fiction for especially My Little Pony is that stark contrast. That you have these bright, cheery, happy ponies in this world of sunshine, rainbows, and fairy farts, and all this good stuff, where, boom, something horrible happens. Those are my favorite ones. The kind of stories I don't like the ones where the world we're shown in canon is a lie. You know, the kind of ones where it's like, that's only the surface, beneath that it's dark and gritty and evil. You know, it usually ties in with Tyrant Celestia, which I'm not a fan of. Because I feel like it cheapens the world. And what attracts us to this world is that it's so perfect. Or at least it's so idealistic, I think is the word I wanted to say. Idealistic. And so to just say, oh, that's not really true. That's just a lie perpetrated by the, you know, whatever evil group. You know, it's silly to me. I don't like that. Wow. Best pony. You're just itching to start some stuff, aren't you, man? You're trolling for a fight at this point. For me, it's an easy question. Best pony is, quite obviously, Applejack. Now, people often say that she's a boring character, or she doesn't have any of the wacky tics that the other characters have, to which I say, yeah. You know what? She's a down-to-earth, level-headed, smart mare, and I'm sorry if those characters don't make for quirky television antics, but people often complain that she doesn't have any aspirations, and I'd say again, yes, because she's already achieved them. She's simple, but simple doesn't mean boring. It just means all she wants to do, work her farm, support her family, be with her friends, and harvest apples. That's all she wants. You know, the fact is that Applejack is the only fully realized character on the show. And, okay, you think about it. Rainbow Dash wants to be a Wonderbolt. Rarity wants to be a famous fashion designer. Twilight Sparkle wants to be Magic God or whatever. Applejack wants to work Sweet Apple Acres. And she does that. That's why she doesn't have any major goals or aspirations. she's where she wants to be in life, and that's a beautiful thing. And I kind of got a thing for freckles. Can we edit that last part out, please? If we're talking fanon, no, that's for later. Okay, going off my little cheat sheet here. I talked in the past how I've never read a murder mystery and pony fanfiction. Why do I think that is? Mainly because it's kind of a hard genre to write. Creating a valid mystery takes some skill, and I'm not trying to put myself up on some huge pedestal and saying I'm the greatest mystery writer ever, but having that sort of whodunit atmosphere is a difficult thing to do. And also because other stories, yes, they have murder in them, you know, like there's war stories and stuff like that, but a murder mystery focuses on that murder. The whole story revolves around such a violent act, and that doesn't appeal to a lot of people. Or at least it does, but they don't want to write it. So I think that is why you don't see it too much. Have I seen it since then? Yes, but I mean, I'm not going to sit here and try to claim that I'm the reason it's there, but I have noticed some other ones. Starlight Over Detraught, and there's one I can't remember the name of, but they're out there. They're just not very prevalent or popular at the time. All right, having now written having now written a mystery novel, do I find reading mysteries different than before I did? Yes, very much so. In that now when I read, I'm trying to dissect not just whodunit, but I'm trying to evaluate the author's methods. What little, the little itty-bitty things that no one ever thinks about, like the minute hints drop here and there that you don't think of until the big reveal, and you're like, oh my gosh, look at that. I now spend all my time dialing in on those and trying to find them. I become obsessive. I try to see every little thing I can and try to file that away. And it never works because in a novel is so large that you can't remember all that crap, you know? And the other part of the question, having read them afterwards made me want to go back and change things? Absolutely. Every time you read a book, because every author is different, even books by the same authors are different in their own ways, and so they each give you little things that, oh man, I wish I'd done that. That's a great idea. And it made me want to go back, but then I realized that the better option would be to save it for the sequel. So, yeah. Okay, why is the artwork for Under a Luminous Sky black and gray? Why is it black and white? It's actually, like a lot of things that went right with the story, it was a happy accident. I went to the artist, Zeta Red. I saw some of his work and said, hey, will you do some artwork for me? And he said, yeah, sure. And he drew the sketch out. And so what you see as a cover art is actually the sketch. And then I was like, oh, that's cool. Let's do a color version. And then he decided he didn't want to, mainly because he was worried about copyright. He was worried about using copyright characters like Twilight Sparkle and Rainbow Dash and Applejack or Big Macintosh. And so he didn't do it. So I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. But as time went on, I realized, and someone else actually brought up the point, that the sepia tones actually work. They make it feel more gritty, like the murder mystery thriller that it is. So it was one of those happy accidents that it ended up like that, and I'm very happy with it. Why do I love Spike so much? I've said on my blog numerous times, I love the little guy. For many reasons. His shown characteristics, you know, his deadpan snark, his oddly keen logic, and the fact that he's the most useful child character on the show. In that he's young enough to where he can have sort of childish antics like in Spike, or in the Spike at Your Service, or Just for Sidekicks. But he's mature enough to be able to play the straight man and sort of rein in Twilight, like in Lesson Zero. But also because of his dramatic potential. You know, he's a dragon raised by ponies. You know, here's a character who, according to most mythologies, lives for thousands of years, so he's got to outlive everyone he loves. But more than that, as he grows, he's going to get bigger and bigger. How is he going to live among his family? And the show has touched on this a little bit, but I still really wish they would dive into it. The thing I love the most about Spike is his relationship with Twilight. I think it's a great thing. I even wrote a story about it, Finding Your Place. It focuses on their relationship, and again, the show has gone into it a little bit, but I really wish they would clearly define their relationship. I've always viewed it as a brother-sister thing, because that's how the way Spike and Twilight interact reminds me of how I interact with my older sister. I mean, some people like the mother-son dynamic, but I never saw that because, I don't know, I don't like it. But that's why I love Spike. He has so much potential for drama, and, you know, he's got the cutest, little chubby cheeks. And probably, I will admit, probably the fact that he is the only consistent male lead probably has something to do with it, you know. Plus, Spike's got that swag. Oh yeah. Ponyville's resident swaggin', baby. If I pay you all $5, can we pretend I never said that? How hard is it being a brony in the army? It has its ups and downs. I'll be honest though, a lot of my coworkers, the fellow drill sergeants, they don't have a problem with it. They make fun of me a lot. Like, there's one of my fellow drill sergeants who, anytime I'm asked a question, he will ask it again, but with My Little Pony. Like, they would ask me about, oh, when you worked for AFN in Korea, you do news stories on this and this, and I'd say, yeah, and he goes, but did you do a story on My Little Pony? And it was a little annoying at first, but now I just roll with it. And I say, no, that was before I got into the fandom, so not really. And it has a couple things. Like, I remember one time, my last birthday, I was on staff duty, which is 24-hour duty, sit at a desk. And so, to cheer me up, my senior drill sergeant brought me a birthday cake that had Rainbow Dash fighting an Apache and a tank. And it was... It was a beautiful thing. It made my night, made the day worthwhile. What would happen if the privates found out, if my privates found out about I like My Little Pony? Not much, honestly. I mean, what are they going to do about it? They're going to laugh at me? Okay, I'm going to smoke the dog crap out of them, you know? And I never shy away with that. I mean, I don't tell them, hi, I'm Drill Sergeant Hughes and I write pony fan fiction. But I don't hide. If it comes up, if they somehow find out about it, I don't care. Because, again, they're going to laugh at me. You like My Little Pony? Okay, beat your damn face. This sort of ties in with the last question. I decided I have to tell the Private Fluttershy and the Private Applejack stories. So there's two things specifically happened where privates figured out where pony-related things happened, and it was hilarious. The first is that there was the Private Fluttershy and Private Applejack. Private Fluttershy, we were outside the dining facility. You had the little privates lined up, and they go in 10 at a time. And as they go in, they sound up loud. 1 drill sergeant, 2 drill sergeant, 3 drill sergeant, so on and so forth. Well, this one kid decided he wanted to be quiet. And he was one of those little skinny, nerdy kids. He comes up and goes, 7 drill sergeant. I said, whoa, hold up right there, Private. Why don't you grab your boy bits and try that one again? Louder. 7 drill sergeant. Louder. 7 drill sergeant. Louder. And I'm smiling because I'm thinking of, obviously, Sonic Rainboom. And as I live and breathe, the kid looked to his battle buddy formation, looks back at me and goes, yay. And I just kind of stared at him for a minute because it broke my brain. And I swear, as I live and breathe, the kid looks at me and goes, too loud, drill sergeant? I said, Private, you are my favorite private in the history of ever. Now get over there and beat your face till the stupid dies. So that was that one. And the other one was when I was at where I am at now, reception, where we're the ones that initially get the privates. And we in-process them, get their dental records done, their medical records, start their pay, things like that. And then we ship them off to basic training. And so we got all the kids out in the hallway, and we're sort of messing with them. My senior drill sergeant's walking around saying, yeah, privates today, you're shipping to basic combat training, and your drill sergeant is going to murder you. Things like that, blah, blah, blah. Just kind of trying to make them laugh because they're not going to be able to laugh forever. And at one point, the senior drill sergeant says, yeah, Drill Sergeant Hughes is a brony. Anyone else out here a brony? And this kid raised his hand and said, I am, Drill Sergeant. So I got real close to him. I said, really, Private? Tell me something. Who's best pony? And without hesitation, looks at me and says, Fluttershy, Drill Sergeant. I said, bull crap! Bull crap! You get out of here with that weakness! No, you know what? Matter of fact, front knee rest position. Bow. He gets down in push-up position. I said, all right, Private. On the down, you say apple. On the up, you say jack. You keep pushing till you figure out who best pony is. And for the next about a minute or so, the halls of 30th AG rang with the cries of, apple, jack, apple, jack, apple, jack. It was a good thing. I would say yes. The existence of groups like FOB Equestria and the Military Bronies Facebook page, it helps a lot, if nothing else, to show that you're not alone, you know? Because, I mean, let's face it, being a fan of this kind of stuff in a very alpha male, you know, masculine type of organization is a little, you know, ostracizing. Or not ostracizing. It's a little, it makes you feel like you're the only one. And so when I found there was a group like FOB Equestria, it's like I immediately emailed, how can I help? Please let me help. You know what? We are men and women on the front lines of defending our nation. You know what? There are guys downrange right now in Afghanistan who have derpy patches on their assault packs. You can see pictures all the time of people with, I saw a picture of a guy who had the big 8-inch vinyl, or the like 4-inch vinyl derpy figurine mounted on top of his 50 cal. How cool is that? An M2 heavy barrel 50 caliber machine gun with a pony on top. That's like awesomeness beyond bounds, man. But yeah, people think that, yeah, that's what it is. Oh, okay. The question is, what would it be like if my next platoon was nothing but bronies? If 60 privates were all huge fans of My Little Pony? In that perfect world, absolutely. I use pony-based insults all the time sometimes. People ask me stuff and I'll say, yup. You know, or I'll say sugar cube every now and then, just kind of mess with them. Because they expect me to say some really nasty, dirty insult, like, look here, you little beep. And I'll say, look here, sugar cube. And it sort of throws them a little bit. But I would say yes, if there was a whole platoon of bronies, I would most likely, yeah, I'd be using, you know, some kid be quiet, but speak up, Fluttershy, or anything. I would love for that to happen, but it most likely won't ever. But, hey, man can dream, can't I? Different ways I am involved in the fandom. As I've said, I participate in the FOB Equestria podcast whenever I can. I'm also on the programming staff for BronyCon, mainly because this fandom has given me so much. It's improved my life in so many ways. I want to give back. And a couple things you can look forward from me in the future. I'm continuing writing. I have my, what I call the Under a Luminous Sky trilogy. Under a Luminous Sky, the sequel will be Eye of the Beholder, and the third and final installment will be something you're just going to have to wait for. But also, I am being featured on the Pony Fiction Vault, which was, you know, I'm still floored by that they actually thought I was good enough to be, like, I'm one of the best. Like, really? Me? My crappy story? I have a horrible issues with seeing myself, whatever. But yeah, I am going to be getting back to this fandom as much as I can for as long as I can, because it's a great thing, and I think it needs to be furthered. Okay, y'all want to hear about my recent run-in with some brony haters that was possibly almost very dangerous. It was a couple of weeks ago, I think about a month ago, I was at some little mom and pa barbecue joint. It's the only place you can really get good barbecue these days, little hole-in-the-wall places. And I'm eating my food, and I notice after a while that there's these three rednecks in the corner, and they're looking at me. And when I say redneck, I don't mean like, you know, live in the South, voted for George Bush, occasionally enjoy Jeff Foxworthy. I'm talking like missing teeth, flannel shirt wearing, sister kissing, family tree does not fork rednecks. And they're looking at me, you know, they're giving me the serious stink eye. I don't think anything of it, so I continue eating my food, and then I walk away. As I'm leaving, I go to the bathroom, I pay, and leave. As I walk out to the back parking lot, I notice that these three rednecks are now between me and my truck. And I don't think anything of it, you know, so I move to walk around them, and they move in to block me again. Oh crap. So I remain calm because I was the bully kid in high school, so I've been in this situation before. And I simply said, can I help you gentlemen with something? And direct quote, the middle one, who I call Bubba, Bubba said this: "Yeah, you cannot bring your shit-licking faggot ass around here." Huh? You know, like it broke my brain a little bit. And then I noticed that he's not looking at me, he's looking at my shirt. And I'm wearing the Applejack Drink Cider Learn Nothing shirt. And as soon as I noticed that, it clicks, and I said what anyone would have said. I said, "Oh my God, excuse me guys, I don't have time for this." And I go to move past them, and as I move to move past them, the other two on his sides, what I call Skeeter and Cooter, they kind of lunge at me and push me back to the ground. And it took me completely off guard because I didn't think that they were actually going to do anything. Who's going to attack someone for wearing a freaking pony shirt? So I get knocked down on the ground. I'm fine except for my, you know, my butt's a little sore. That's what she said. And I look up and I see that Bubba has pulled out a knife. And it's, I don't know what kind, but it was a very big blade wielded by someone whose IQ is outclassed by their shoe size. So I was a little nervous. And then he points it at me and says, "Oh yeah? How about I cut that little cocksucking tongue right out of your face, boy?" Now, looking back, I know what they were expecting. They were expecting that because I looked ponies, that I was some limp-wristed wussy boy, and they were expecting me to plead and beg, and they kick me around a little bit, and we'll leave it at that. Obviously, what they did not expect was for me to reach my waistband and pull out this, my Springfield XD S45 Compact. And as much as I would love to say that I had some epic action movie line like, you know, "Drop the knife, Bubba," or, you know, "Drop the knife before I love and tolerate the shit out of you," honestly, I just looked at him and screamed, "Get the fuck away from me!" And the instant the piece was out, of course, instant demeanor change. They, "Oh, hey, man, we're sorry," and they ran off, got to their truck, which, yes, had a rebel flag in the back window, and drove off. And again, I would love to say that I holstered my weapon and said something awesome like, "Yes, what I thought you said, Billy Bob." But in honesty, I just kind of sat there for a few minutes and then smoked a cigarette, first cigarette I smoked in months, and went home. So that was fun. Looking back, okay, here's the thing. Looking back, I really don't think they were going to kill me. I honestly don't believe. I could see, I in their eyes, I could see they just were trying to, you know, scare me a little bit. And you can judge that by the way that when I pulled the weapon out, how they ran, because they were pretty close to me. If he had wanted to, he most definitely could have reached down and cut me before I had pulled my weapon out. So I don't think they were going to kill me. But at the moment, it gave me pause because, I mean, I've been deployed. I spent 27 months of my life on the streets of Iraq, so, but this was different. This was home. You know, this wasn't me walking around with my M4, you know, thinking about cover and concealment and tactical situations. This was me at home coming home from dinner thinking about the next chapter of my fan fiction. And it bothered me in that they were willing, in that they wanted to do that just because of perceived homosexuality. Not even that. The fact that I had a cartoon character on my shirt made these people want to feel better about themselves by threatening me. And it's really kind of made me weep for humanity a little bit. How has this affected me being a brony in the open? No, absolutely not. Not in the slightest. And tying into that, the next question, advice for people who wear shirts in the open. I understand this could scare some people. Like, what if it was not just some stupid rednecks who wanted to feel good about themselves? What if it was someone who actually wanted to hurt someone else? And the sad thing is, yes, that kind of thing exists. But my advice to people who now may be nervous about wearing a shirt in the open, don't be. Don't let these toxic wastes of life affect you wanting to show your support for something that is pure and good. The brony fandom has done so much good for the world. Seeds of Kindness, Bronies for Good, Kiki's Cancer Fund, the Brony Thank You Project. We've spent thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars, man hours we put in to volunteer to do so much good. I guarantee we have done more to better this earth and make it a better place than those stupid rednecks could ever dream of doing. So don't you dare let them affect you. If you're proud of this show, if you're proud of what you've done to make this world a better place, damn it, you show it. Okay? Now, is there a better way someone else could have reacted? Honestly, I think the better, looking back, if someone in that situation and you don't have a 45 on your belt, run away, scream for help. You know, there's no shame in saying that you can't defend yourself against the guy with a knife, you know? What if the people were under my recruits? I think if this had happened to a recruit of mine, then I would have congratulated him for keeping a level head. I mean, a lot of people would have just frozen, and some people would have immediately started shooting. I mean, that's the truth. I know certain people that, had they been in that situation, the second they pulled, they would have started shooting. And, you know, I like to think I kept a level head, and I would congratulate them for doing that. If it was my soldiers that did it, that were the rednecks, they were my soldiers, well, first and foremost, I would want to kick them out of the military instantly for being a bigot and being stupid. And other than that, I would just say that they failed as a human being to be so ignorant and stupid. Any advice to bronies in the military? To bronies who were already in the military, I would say keep on. Be proud of yourself, man. You are part of two organizations that have done a lot to make the world a better place. And the fact that you should be proud of yourself. Don't let other people affect you like that. Show your pride. Wear your shirts. Talk about it. If people start laughing at you, like, you like ponies, say, yeah, you know, I do like ponies. And just get into it, man. You know, smile about it. Like Pinkie Pie said, smile. To anyone coming in the military, first off, that's, I would say, a big reason why I get attention is because I'm a drill sergeant. So people are wondering, well, how can this affect, you know, they want advice about coming in the military. And I would say the military is not for everyone. The military is very strict regimen. It's a very controlled lifestyle. And some people can't hack it. So think long and hard if you really want to be in the military. That said, the military, I think, is a great thing. Everyone, I think, should give it a shot. But you know what? Maybe I'm a little biased on that because I've been in for so long. But as far as if you're afraid at coming in the military and being a brony is going to give you a hard time, dude, no one cares. I will tell you this. You're coming in, if your drill sergeants find out, they're never going to let you hear the end of it, ever. Because that's what drill sergeants' job is do. Our job is to put you under stress and make fun of you a little bit. And if they find out you like pastel-colored talking ponies, I guarantee they are going to start laughing at you. If you came to me and I found out you were a brony, I'm not going to be, oh, bro hoof, dude. No, because I'm a drill sergeant. Most likely, I'm going to start making fun of you for liking ponies. And you might say, oh, that makes you a hypocrite. No, it makes me a drill sergeant. It's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to stress you out and make you a little tougher with it, you know? Don't worry about it. Don't sweat that stuff. You know? Be proud of yourself. I'm proud of the fact that I am a non-commissioned officer in the United States Army. I am proud of the fact that I am active in this fandom. And I'm going to continue to be proud of both of them for as long as I can be. Kill the little ponies! Ha ha ha!